So you add in your title, how to request a sub. So I can either do I'm done, I can add the title to the movie, or I can make some changes. I'm going to change the text and the font color. Let's change it to Old English. Let's make it semi-transparent. I don't like that so much. You can always see over on the side here that it has that it shows you how it's going to display itself too. So if it's doing this and you don't like what it's doing, play around with it, change it a little bit. I'm going to change the size on this, make it a little bit bigger. I can do bold and underline and italics as well. If I want to change the font color, I can change it to black or brown or something easy to look at. Okay, now I want to change the animation. Right now it's doing a fade in, fade out. I can do a mirror, paint drip. So if I did that, it does block, block, block. So it kind of fades in that way. There's one on here that I used. There was one on here that says like typewriter, and it works really nice. Oh, here it is. So this one, how to request a sub. Alright, so I'm done with that. I've added that. And now you get a title overlay down here. And you can change the time on this too. I don't think you can change the time to anything before. Okay, because I made this a title. Oh, now, okay. If you make it a title overlay, then it will be down here. But if you make it a title before the movie, then it will actually look like a photo within the movie. So that's how that works. Are there any questions you can think of right off the top of your head that you'd like answered right now? Yes.
If you have a video in here, or say like you have another video that you bring into this program, and you change something about it, you would have to like export it or save it again to like burn it on a DVD.
In terms of, like you have actual footage.
Right.
You mean?
Like you have a video, you want to do something like I'm looking at these, and I want to make it. Let's say I want to make it like film age oldest over the whole video.
Okay.
You would like save it like that and then put it into another program to burn it. Whatever your burning software is.
Yes.
Because you can't burn from this.
Well,
This is more like editing.
Yeah. Well, you can. I haven't gotten. You'll see at the end.
Okay.
So you can do video effects. You can add. Let's see here. So if you did a video effect, you can select either the section you want to have the video effect. So let's say I want this to have the old film option, and I want to see what that looks like. So it's going to be all jumpy with little characters on it. Okay, I think. Alright, so now it's on there. So you can just click and drag these onto your actual photos. So now that has that. Alright. So let's say I'm done with this video. I've done everything I want to it. I want to save it now. So if you're in your tasks, if you click on tasks, go down here, and you want to save and share. No. What do you want to do? Finish movie, and you want to save to my computer. This you can tell, you can say, I'll just say sample. You can name it, then you can tell it where to save, and I want to save it on the desktop. Oh, fabulous. Okay, well you can tell it where to save it if I was better at this. Okay, we'll do save it to the desktop. And it says I don't have permission for that, so we're going to cancel it. So right now it's going to pop into my movies. So just know where you're saving it to. Here's the thing that you need to look out for. On the second one that says movie setting, don't make this bigger than 10 megs. If you have a 2.5 minute movie, it's going to be about 15 to 20 megs, depending on what kind of stuff you do to it. Choose the best fit to size and limit this. So in my case, my movie is only like 50 seconds long or so, or 55 seconds. It's no bigger than 10 megs. So I could say I don't want it bigger than 3. Oh, come on. So I want it 3 megs at the most. And in this case, it tells you the estimated size at using this parameter up here. And then it tells how much space you have on your thing. This also tells how big the movie will be. And this is your typical YouTube size. Your display is 320 by 240. That's the size of the YouTube video screen on when you go to YouTube. So that's fine. So then you go to next, and then it will go through and it will compress everything into that movie with the title. And if like this says 55 seconds, it might take a little bit shorter, it might take a little bit longer, depending on what you've done to your movie. My sample movie that I'll show you is, or I'll start it anyway, that has all this stuff in it. It took about 2 minutes or so. So just be aware that it might take a little bit of time for this bar to go across the screen. It actually is working, and I would almost recommend. This one probably took a little bit longer than it should because I had a bunch of things open. So I would recommend when you're using Movie Maker to close other things down that you don't need on, like if you have an IM on, if you have some other web pages open, I would recommend closing those down because it does suck up your memory, unless you have one of the newfangled machines with like 4 gigs of memory, which you all might. I don't. So, all right. So this movie is done, and so now you get a nice movie right here, and it's going to start. So there's the title that we added. There's the old-timey effect. And it's a little jumpy because I have so many things open, and the screen capture thing that I have on is sucking up a lot of RAM right now. So that's why things are a little jumpy on my machine. Okay, let me show you some other things that might happen to you if... Okay. If you get a file that looks like this is not a finished product. This is it's your project, and it has all the data that says this is where I got the photos from, this is where we're getting the sound from, but it's not everything. It's not a finished movie. So if you have if you have the film strip if you have the canister with the film strip, it's not a finished product. You haven't gone through and you haven't saved it and you haven't encoded it. When it says WMV, or if you're using iMovie, it will say MOV, which are fine. Those are 2 standard kind of movie products or file formats that you can use. It will say that in Microsoft, and in Apple, I think it has it says a little QuickTime. It has a little QuickTime picture, and it says MOV on it. So if it looks like this with just the film strip and not the canister or the reel, then you have a finished product. That's something that you can actually do something with, and either submit it to me, or you could actually attach it to your website. You could use it to embed, and I will make a tutorial for how to do that. So just be aware of that piece. Let's see here. What else? Okay, this was... Is this the final movie? Okay, so this was the actual movie that I made